it's all a sham, it's all a lie. Everything you've been told, question everything, erase patterns, erase bad habits, erase thought processes, erase all of the bullshit that you've been taught from your inception of birth into this world and going to school and regurgitating outdated bullshit, and then being told when you fail that it's a bad thing, and to get sit in the corner and be scolded and told that you need to work on the things that you're weak at instead of focusing on your strengths. The entire traditional school system, and I have family members that are retired school teachers. You know, my mother was one of them for public school, and I went to public school myself, and there was good people there. There's good-hearted people. There was good teachers and there was bad teachers. There was good classmates and there was bad classmates, you know, and it's just the way the world works. But one of the things that I've learned being 36 years old is that everything that I was told, although it was told with good intentions and good heart, and that people generally, whether it's family or friends or colleagues and teachers and professors, most of them are good-hearted people and they want what's best for you. But if you want to strive towards an extraordinary life or have things in life, and I'm not just talking about material possessions, I'm talking about time freedom, right? A lot of people, if you gravitate towards wanting things like that and you wonder, man, these people that are set and they can literally do whatever they want and they have time freedom, they've achieved that in a few different ways. Number one is they got lucky, right? They could have won the lottery or inherited a bunch of money from a rich family. That's a small percentage of people, right? You're just born into the right family or born into opportunities. There's other people that are in the right place at the right time, so they actually utilize their brain and networking and working with other people that are intelligent and resourceful, or either have the capital and are willing to invest in their vision, or they have the knowledge and the how-to and they're willing to put in the work ethic that it requires in order to make a dream become a reality. And then lastly, you have some people, a small percentage of people that become wealthy by sheer brute force and work ethic. Now, that's a very small percentage, but technically you could live well below your means, you know, and make really good money. And if you have a shit ton of discretionary income, you can now invest that into investment vehicles and assets that will appreciate with value. So you're basically farming money, right? Whether it's cash flow with a business, let's say you have an online business with low overhead and you're living in a Sprinter van, you don't need a whole lot of money to live on, right? And that's another small percentage because, yeah, I mean, there's statistically, there's a lot less people having kids. And so, yeah, that's probably actually more of a reality now. I'm a family man. And if you're a family man and you're trying to survive in this economy right now, in this world where the value of currency is being devalued because of endless printing and irresponsible spending from our governments, you can sit there and you can cry about it. You can get angry about it. I think most people are angry about it, you know, or feeling hopeless. If you're not angry, you're just like demoralized by the whole situation, right? And you can sit around and you can play victim, or you can take that anger, you can take that hopelessness, you can put it as a chip on your shoulder, and you can let it motivate you to be like, okay, it's not impossible to become wealthy. It's not impossible to escape this system and come out on top from a monetary standpoint in terms of making a lot more than your bills are, so you have more discretionary income to invest into assets that will appreciate value and be able to actually take time off and not stress about paying your bills and focus on your health. You know, that's what's sad about this current economy is that, yes, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, think outside the box. No one's coming to save you. We all know that, right? But for the average person, you know, it's like we've designed a system and an economy that if you're not born into a family where someone's working for Wall Street, or you're being, you know, transferred and inheriting some type of healthy cash flowing business with assets and equity, or, you know, you're not super intelligent and you know how to attract wealth, capitalize on opportunities, and look at this strategically. For the average working class citizen, right, we've designed a system where the only way to escape is to be practically homeless and work at the same time, to build cash flow and build savings and build money to be able to invest and have discretionary income for a healthy work-life balance. Or you're going to be broke unless you start a business and you leverage products, service, you know, or something along those lines. You have to offer something to the marketplace that's has the ability to be leveraged. Like, I'm a painting business owner, and it's primarily myself during the wintertime, and in the exterior season I have 1 to 2 helpers, and technically I make money off them when they're working with me. But as a business owner, and when you're running a service-based business, there's generally more overhead than there would be if you had like an online Shopify store where you're drop shipping products and the only thing you're paying for is your laptop and your ad spend for your distribution channels to funnel your traffic and purchase from your store. Like, I've heard of people that create online stores. I just saw a video from Luke Belmar the other day, and that, if you haven't checked him out, check him out. He's got some great content. Pretty successful dude, and he's young. Came here to America with like $200 in his pocket from Argentina, and he capitalized on opportunities, and now he's worth millions and millions of dollars, right? So he's got some interesting ways that help me think outside of the box. I've been listening to his content, and one of his shorts they put up on YouTube, he was talking about a person that he met that I don't know if they were in China or if they're selling to the Chinese, but they created a shrimp farm, and he created an online business relative to that shrimp farming. And he sold to like Chinese businesses and stuff. Like, we all know seafood is expensive. There's a markup on it. That's why lobstermen and crab fishermen that go way out, out to sea, they can make a ton of money because it's dangerous, and there's some barriers to entry in terms of like legalities and licensing. At least from the home state I grew up in, like, they make it pretty difficult to get in and become a successful full-time lobsterman unless you're paying for that license and that right to have a certain amount of traps. So then you need a boat, you need helpers. So it's all relative. But the reason I want to put this video together is that if you're feeling down, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling like the entire system is a scam, it is. You should feel that. Those are normal feelings, right? The house value, the median house price in America after COVID basically doubled since 2020 and COVID to now. And then we printed a bunch of money. The value of the dollar was already on the decline once they took it off the gold standard. There's nothing backing it, right? And yeah, it's probably the world currency that a lot of people are clinging to, but that may not be the case in the future. And this is not a video to be negative or to be like a doomer, but I hope, at least from my perspective, I'm just an average working dude. Like, yeah, I have a painting business, so I'm making a little more than I was at my shit 9 to 5, being a wage cuck in the past. But one of the things I've changed for 2025 is I've changed my thought process to realize that not only is the system been a scam, and it is a scam, but it will continue to be a scam, and it'll probably get even worse. The sad part about this is it puts extra strain on my shoulders, and it affects my marriage, it affects my personal life, and I'm sure you can relate to some extent. It affects you as a single individual and a single adult, and it will affect you just the same, if not more, as a married man or someone that has kids, because you have more responsibilities and more bills. I think I read another stat somewhere that said the median salary for someone to live comfortably for a single adult that's living in any major metropolitan area in the United States is somewhere around like $94,000 to $96,000 a year. And for a family of 4, let's say you have a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife that's a mother to your children, people are going this route because daycare is just outrageous. So unless you're a high income earner and you're just middle class, or you're a little bit below middle class in terms of your income, it's like one of the working adults, 80 to 100% of their paycheck could be going to daycare, contingent on what they're making, or if they're a high value employee at an organization and upper middle management. Like if they're making a couple $100,000 a year, okay, but most people are not, right? The median income is probably still somewhere between 40 to 60K across America for an average median stat salary. So I just hope that this is a glimmer of hope that, for me, being a painting business owner, I've had a lot of people that tell me, Scott, you should scale it up, give yourself the time freedom, go to these events. And they're right. In some ways, if you put the pieces together, if you're good at facilitating teams and building a culture, and building a name for yourself, there is opportunity to make a couple mil a year with a service-based business. For me, it's not my passion, it's not my calling. I've been a painter for 18 years, and the only reason I'm doing it, and I'm doing it on a small scale level of me and maybe like 1 to 3 helpers seasonally, is because number one, that's a manageable size for me, and maybe I'll change that. Maybe I will scale it up, I'm not sure. But at this moment, I'm realizing that it's basically bread and butter. It pays my bills for my family for the most part. The wintertime's kind of rough. It's always been rough. It's feast or famine. And that's why I've been exploring for the last 4 years ways to make money online. And I think a lot of people, it's crossed your mind. And looking back on my thought process to get into online money, I kind of got discouraged for a period of time because I was like, well, there's probably somebody out there that's smarter. And they've already put the legwork in. Like, I'm not going to make money. It's going to take me years to learn this, right? And I'm going to have to invest money into ads, and then I could be losing money. I used to get into trading. I've lost thousands in trading, but I've learned some skill sets from that, where every year I get a little better when I do dab around with trading again, because the hard lessons where they affect you physically or mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or from a monetary standpoint, are some of the best lessons you could learn. And back to the failure in the traditional school system, where they put you in a corner and scold you and say, oh, Scott, you're not good at math. You need to focus on math so you're a well-rounded, little wage cuck for the next corporate America, so that you can be a little productive wage slave and make the CEO allow them to buy their second home and their yacht. Or you could say, I'm pretty good at marketing, I'm pretty good at sales, or I'm pretty good at understanding this content thing and distribution channels, and why don't I funnel people to my website to sell products? And there's people doing that are making 6 digits a month. Okay, some people, their pinnacle of success is 6 digits a year, and mine was for a period of time, and I achieved that now with my painting business, but it's still not that much for a family of 4. So I hope this is a glimmer of hope. Always be thinking outside of the box. When you're getting advice from people, take it with a grain of salt, because everything is relative to one's own perspective, right? If someone grew up a certain way, or they had an ideology pushed on them, they're more likely to carry that throughout their life, unless they kind of redefine who they are, and recalibrate themselves into a new human being. I'm a painter of 18 years experience, and I have a painting business. That does not mean that defines who I am. I do it because I'm capable of doing it, and it's my best chance at making the most for my time. So when we talk about these people that have become super wealthy, they've found a way to leverage the maximum output from a monetary standpoint, or creating assets and wealth with the minimal amount of input, right? If I go work 200 hours a week and live, 80 to 100 hours a week at McDonald's, and I'm a super hard worker, that doesn't mean my life will be easier. I could work 20 hours painting and make more than that, right? Or 10 and make more than what they pay me for an 80-hour work week, right? So you start to realize, yes, money is not everything. Money is just simply a vehicle and a means to transfer energy. So that's why the rich, are looking at money and finances as a vehicle for a transfer of energy to buy their time. And the poor people are always looking at ways to save money, right? Like, oh, I'm going to go fix my own toilet and I'm going to do all this stuff. Now, if you don't have a dime to your name, then sometimes that's merited. You have to do that. And I'll do that at times when I need to. But if I have the discretionary income and I can hire somebody that specializes in some skill, or that would charge me less than what I'm charging with my business, then it only makes sense for me to pay them and go take that time and go continue painting, because I'm making more for my time. And this is where a lot of poor people and middle class people have adopted that. Like, you always hear these people are like, oh, save your pennies, like pinch your pennies, use those coupons, go do the free stuff with your family, which is, there's nothing wrong with, and like budget, just budget and save your money and someday you'll make it. I'm not saying that information is wrong, but I'm saying that the direction we're heading in with America and the world is on the decay. It's on the decline, and budgeting is not going to help you. You may survive budgeting, but you're still going to have to cut things out of your life because the value of your dollar and your currency is eroding. So think about opportunities in terms of least amount of input for max amount of output for 2025 if you're looking to level up. And think about things from a compound growth standpoint, right? I can't make more money with my service business unless I hire more bodies and take more market share in my small town, or unless I franchise my business, neither of which I want to do. But if I go start an online e-commerce store, or I put referral links in my account, speaking of which, I'm going to have a referral link in this video for Moonshot, which is a meme coin crypto trading app. If you use my link, I do get a small kickback. They claim they'll give you up to $100 in free meme coins, up to, so it could be anywhere from like $1 to $100, but you're still getting a little bit back. And if you send your referral link to some other friends or family members that are interested in signing up, you'll get 50% of their trading fees every time they make a transaction for the life of their account, and you'll get that $1 to $100 in meme coins with, I think, a minimum deposit of $20. So just something to think about if you guys are looking for opportunity. I think with AI, the push with artificial intelligence and AI, and we've seen how much meme coins have run up, right? We look at Shiba Inu, that was one of the meme coins. At one point, if you had timed it right, I read an article that said if you had put $1 in when it was listed on the exchange and you cashed out at its absolute peak, you would have made it was several $100 million that you would have made on like $1 investment. Maybe it was like 20 million, I don't know. But it was just like people became billionaires off that, off like very minuscule investments. So I'm just saying that that's an opportunity worth looking into, right? And it's sad because like what I do is a skilled trade, and probably what you do, you've worked really hard at to become developed in your company, developed in your business. And it's almost a slap in the face. You know, it's like these people dancing on TikTok and they're making millions, and it's just the world we live in, man. So what I've come to realize is you can get pissed off about it. You can bitch and moan about it. You can say everything's corrupt, and you can just go live a simple life on your little chicken farm in your Sprinter van, which there's nothing wrong with. Or you can lean into this and say, all right, motherfucker, I got to figure out a way to hack this, because obviously the cards are stacked against us and me. And if I don't figure this out, I'm fucked. So hopefully that helps you guys think of things differently. I'm not saying go out and quit your job and start a fucking hedge fund or some type of like crypto coin, but I'm saying that explore the option. If you have a couple hours, you know, for me, for the last 10 years around my 9-to-5s in business, like I go paint and then I'll stay up late at night putting up content on my other YouTube channel. And why? Because I can put referral links, and eventually if I get to a certain amount of subscribers, I'll get monetized for that. But that's why I started this channel. I was going to do it as like a AI faceless channel, and then I changed my mind and said, you know what, I'm going to do this for more like long format relative to crypto trading, trying to hack life from a monetary standpoint and talking about opportunities in business and the economy and things like that. So anyways, if you're still with me, referral link below. Get a little bit of free coin if you want to put some money in. I'll get a small kickback. If this is the kind of stuff you're into, feel free to subscribe and like, and that would be wonderful. and share if you feel so inclined. And I promise, if this channel does grow, I will invest into better audio quality, and so that your experience in listening to me is not me driving in my car with poor audio quality and poor formatting. But I'm just putting this out there as it is. This is real. This is real Scott. There's no crazy editing or anything like that. This is me, and this is my thoughts. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you, YouTube world. Peace out.